I'm Dr. Terence Candell. I was in Oakland Unified School District for the better part of 15 years. I was a teacher, and I was a teacher who hadn't accepted the boundaries of education because by the time I came to Oakland Unified School District, I'd already founded some 3 schools. And therefore, I had ideas already that were bound by experience. And the successes that my students achieved prior to my coming to the district were brought into the district with me. And my students achieved, while I was in the district, some of the highest scores in the district. And we were all in the flats, not in the hills. We were people who worked together, not student and teacher, but people who worked together. And we worked under the hardships of Oakland Unified School District because it was a time when you had certain people who were serving on the school board who somehow lost $144 million, and guys like myself who was making $21,000 had to go home and explain to his wife about how he needed to pay $350 for books for his students. But that's commitment. And that's what it takes. If you're going to be mayor of this city and you're going to think about serving our youth, you have to have commitment. Right now, I run Candell's College Preparatory Academy. And according to the Post and the New York Times, et cetera, we're the #1 school in the history of the country. We graduate 100%. 100% are accepted to college every year. That's no small feat. But we don't get there by having policies and classroom practices that are so antiquated that they were out of date in the 50s. Some of those policies need to change. And I believe because the teachers and principals in the district are my colleagues and most of the parents in this district, I've taught many of their kids, their grandkids in this district, they'll listen to what I have to say because they respect someone who's been there. None of the other candidates can say that. You've got some who served on the school board but never been in the classroom. You've got some who've taught at a college level but have never been in Oakland Unified School District. I was born and raised here. I know some of the keys that are going to allow us to be able to reach out to African American males whose dropout rate is somewhere close to 80%, and Latino males whose dropout rate is somewhere close to 63%. In Oakland Unified School District, we've cracked the code for educating these youngsters. And we plan to bring those ideas in a way that is advisory and not as per WASC, the Western Association of Schools and Colleges, not prescriptive, but advisory. Because I think when something's good, you don't have to force it on people, they'll steal it. That is what we plan to bring to the district, but we also plan to bring some complicity. That makes the district responsible for some things, but the city needs to be responsible for some things. And we need to, as a community, be responsible for taking the child from 8 a.m. or whatever it is in the morning all the way to 10 p.m. in the evening, because guess what? That's what it's going to take. And it cannot continue to be, oh, well, that's the parent's responsibility. Yeah, right. If we've tried that, it doesn't work. All right, so what do? We continue the practices that we have that are working. We innovate and make new practices for those that are not. And those schools that are working should be encouraged and should be facilitated by those of us who have the ability to do so. But those that are not, we need to critically look at them and then decide on ways that we're going to improve them or get rid of them entirely. And those decisions, of course, will be in the hands of the administrators, but they need to bring the parents and the community into it to let them know why we're being transparent and why we're taking the steps that we're going to actually take in order to better education. There's so much more. We need to bring in the trades again. We need to bring back the music programs, all the programs that we grew up with, but somehow seem to think are not good enough for our children. Guess what? Yes, they are. This mayor says they are.